And so we're going to start in a little bit of a restorative pose. You can either take Supta Baddha Konasana, which is reclined bound ankle pose. So you're basically in like a butterfly position. And you can lay on your back. Maybe put your hands down at your sides or at 90-degree angles if you want a little bit of an increased stretch through your chest. Alternatively, if you have blocks, you can set them up to support your head. And on the second highest setting, I guess, perpendicular to the front of your mat so that your shoulder blades will land right. The block will land right between your shoulder blades and the block will rest on your head. And if you can also take that in a T with the second block on the lower setting. And so as we get settled, I'm gonna talk through something here. And whatever position you chose, allow it to be quite restorative. It's really settling in, gentle or nice and big stretch through the heart space, through the shoulders. And at certain portions of class, I'm going to ask us to work with affirmations. And I'll say an affirmation. And the only thing you have to do is repeat it in your head and notice what your reaction is to it. So you don't have to believe the words that you're repeating in your head. You don't have to deny them. Just kind of see what your reaction is. And in yoga, this is called shadow work. It's noticing where there's area for growth, maybe some resistance. It just points you in a direction for what to do. Because certainly if something is sitting with you easily, that's not an area where you necessarily need work. And if it's landing in a way that feels a little less pleasant, a little more uncomfortable, then that might indicate where you want to focus next. So as we lay here in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly, repeat in your head or out loud this affirmation. I feel love, empathy, and compassion toward myself. And I'll repeat it again. I feel love, empathy, and compassion toward myself. Again, as you lay here, and allow your breath to naturally flow in and out through the nose. As you repeat the affirmation, see how it feels. One more time, I'll repeat. I feel love, empathy, and compassion for myself. However that's landing with you, I'd like us all to take a big inhalation through the nose, sending the breath deep into our bellies. Big open mouth exhale through the mouth. Take two more just like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Last time, inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Wonderful. If you have yourself propped up on any blocks, maybe support the back of your head as you remove the blocks out from underneath you. And then lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Take a big stretch with your arms, reaching up nice and long over your head, like a full body yawn. Big deep breath in through the nose. Big open mouth. Exhale or yawn. And then bring your knees up to the mat and your hands out to the sides in a T, or with your elbows at 90 degrees in what we call cactus. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, slowly lower your knees to the left, looking over your right shoulder into our first gentle twist. You can bring a hand down to your right knee if that feels comfortable. And again, just breathing into this gentle twist. Relaxing into this pose. On your next inhale, slowly bring your knees up through the center and across and down to the right side. As you exhale, this time looking over your left shoulder. As your knees fall toward the right, begin landing in a gentle twist. No need to force anything. Flexibility can actually be attained through gentle measures rather than forcing yourself into something that's unnatural. Taking small steps to notice where you are, and to train your breath, and to allow your body to move into a more comfortable, flexible shape without force. Continuing to inhale through the nose, and exhale, deepening into the twist. On your next inhale, come up through center, resting both of your feet on the floor. Bring your right knee up towards your chest and either clasp behind your right thigh or maybe your knee. And just bring that into your body, using the strength of your arms to gently press your knee towards your chest, allowing your chest and your shoulders to relax down towards the floor. Bringing your right foot up towards the sky, foot flexed. You might not be able to straighten your leg all the way. That's totally fine. We're going to be doing some dynamic stretching here to work on leg flexibility. So reaching the heel up towards the sky as straight as you feel comfortable. And then pulling the knee in towards the chest. Again, extending, flexing the foot, pressing the heel up towards the ceiling. You can clasp anywhere that feels comfortable to you. And then bending the knee into the chest. Each time you bend the knee into the chest, seeing if you're able to bring your leg a little bit closer to your upper body without forcing, keeping your right hip on the ground. Right foot nice and flexed, and continuing at a pace that feels good for you. So bending the knee, straightening the leg, flexing the foot. One last time. Very good. And then bringing our knee down, crossing our right foot over our right ankle onto our left knee. Keep that right foot nice and actively flexed to protect your right knee. We're moving into upside down pigeon. So grabbing again either behind your left thigh or on top of your left knee, whatever feels comfortable to you, and gently pulling your knee towards your chest. Again, relaxing your chest and your shoulders down to the floor. If you have a lot of tension in your jaw, maybe take a flutter breath. So flutter your lips. Flexing both your right and your left feet, increasing our bodily awareness everywhere. Taking a nice deep breath into our belly, into our lower and outer right hip. maybe the back of our left thigh. Exhaling. As you inhale and exhale, see if you can relax into this pose. So not forcing, you're not using your arm strength to force yourself into a deeper stretch. Just see if there's anything that releases while you're here. If not, totally fine. We're just exploring, learning about our own flexibility. Big inhale, big exhale. And as we release that down to the ground, we're going to bring our elbows into a field goal pulse, if you will, so 90 degrees on either side of us. And then drop your left knee down to the floor as you stretch across the outside of your right hip. This might be totally fine for you. This might feel like a really intense stretch across your IT band. Go ahead and continue to stretch that out. Take a nice big inhale and this gentle twist. Exhaling, noticing it as you breathe, as you allow yourself to be here without force. If there's any traction in your flexibility, meaning if your body is opening up at all. Take a nice deep last breath here. As you exhale, allowing yourself to come back up to center. Straightening your left knee out, or your left leg out below you, foot pointed, and your right foot extending up nice and high above you. So again, there might be a temptation to scrunch your shoulders up and land on your head. Really try to, if you need to, use your ab strength and the strength of your arms to pull yourself up. So as straight as your legs can be, push, 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 push. Again, without forcing, we're just holding this sort of crunch stretch. And exhale, release. This time, keeping our right foot on the floor, bringing our left knee up. We gently press our knee in towards our chest, opening up through the hips. Keeping our left hip firmly grounded on the floor. Flex your left foot and extend your heel up towards the sky, grabbing behind your left thigh or maybe your left calf. Noticing if there's differences in your flexibility between your two sides. Totally okay, I'm just observing. And moving through some inhales and exhales, gently pressing the knee in towards the chest, flexing the heel up towards the sky. Seeing if you can get a little bit closer to your body, if your body's willing to open up. If not, maybe try backing up a little. Raising the knee in towards the chest. Straightening, flexing the heel up towards the sky. And then gently bringing your left ankle across to your right knee, opening up your left knee out to the side, and then reaching towards and clasping behind your right thigh or on top of your right shin. Relax your shoulders and your neck down towards the ground. Take a nice big inhale, send your breath all the way down to anywhere where you're feeling this. It might be very intense, depending on your hip flexibility. Anywhere in your inner or outer thigh, around your hips or glutes. Flexing through both feet, protecting your left knee joints and also just increasing your full body awareness. Again, relaxing the shoulders and the neck down towards the floor. If you're finding lots of tension there, take a big inhale through the nose and flutter your lips on your exhale. Relaxing anything that doesn't need to be working. All that's required here is a tiny bit of arm strength. Last big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Gently bring your right foot down to the floor. And then allow your right knee to drop towards the floor, stretching across your IT band, your left hip in this gentle twist. Big inhale into your belly, and exhale through the mouth. Relaxing into this pose, realizing that forcefulness might get you closer to injury, but it won't get you closer to flexibility. Inhale, legs back up to center. Extending the left foot up nice and straight, grabbing behind anywhere where you can grab. Extending the right foot out nice and long, both toes pointed. Draw your body upwards into a crunch, reaching your chest and your chin towards your knee. Nice and strong through the right leg and through the left leg. Big inhale, big exhale. One more big inhale here. Another exhale, and slowly lower both knees to the floor. Let's go ahead and roll over onto our knees. So now we're facing the front of the mat. We're going to move into our next mantra. So we're going to come onto all fours, tabletop, and then we're going to move into puppy pose. So bringing the hands out in front of you, your hips remain over your knees. And as you firmly grip the mat, allow your heart and your chin to melt downwards. So it might be a nice, big, intense stretch through the chest and through the shoulder girdle. And as we're holding this pose, I'm going to say a couple affirmations, or one affirmation a few times. Again, just practicing saying the affirmation and see how it lands. I feel love, empathy, and compassion for others. Again, I feel love, empathy, and compassion for others. Notice if this affirmation feels more or less comfortable than acknowledging love, empathy, and compassion for yourself. Big deep breaths here. If this is too intense of a stretch, you can come up to meet your head or your chest with the block, if you have them. And I'll repeat the affirmation one more time. I feel love, empathy, and compassion for others. Big deep breath through the nose into the belly. Then exhale through the mouth. From here, we'll move straight forward into Sphinx pose. Allowing our legs to point out straight behind us, elbows resting under the shoulders, hands really gripping the floor. And as we pull our heart forward, we'll open across the shoulders and the chest. So reaching the heart forward, the chest up, the shoulders out. The affirmation for Sphinx pose is I answer pain with loving attention. Inhaling deep into the belly, filling up the chest, lifting the heart up, lifting the gaze up. Again, I answer pain with loving attention. You can use the traction of your hands to pull your heart forward and up. Big inhale. I answer pain with loving attention. And as you exhale, for the last time, slowly come down to the mat. Hopefully you can see this well on the video. We're going to do a face down twist. So you can bring your hands, your left arm out, kind of like the cactus arms we were doing, so at 90-degree angle. You'll bring your left arm out slightly, elbow slightly in front of you, but pretty much at 90 degrees. Your right arm will be used for leverage. And as you bring your head down to the mat, you'll twist your lower body behind you. So you're resting on your left hip, your left shoulder, and your left ear. You can bend your knees or keep them straight, whatever feels good for you in this moment. Take a nice big inhale. This is a big stretch through the chest, to the shoulders. And slowly allow your feet and your hips to unwind and gently come off of your right hand. Bringing this time your right arm forward, elbow a little bit forward of your shoulder, hands parallel with the edge of the mat, the right edge of the mat. This time we rest our right ear on the floor. Use our left hand for leverage as we twist our hips and our lower body to the right. A little disorienting, but getting a nice stretch through the right shoulder, maybe through the spine. Just taking inventory of what's different, right side or left side, or today versus the last time we practiced. Not with a judgmental eye, just taking inventory and noticing. Inhaling deep into wherever we're feeling the most resistance to the stretch. And again, we're not forcing anything. We're relaxing into it. We're being open to flexibility if our body is ready to go there. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly unwinding the feet, the hips, coming back, hands underneath us, pressing ourselves up and into a seated position on your knees. So we'll just do a quick heart opener. So placing our hands a little bit behind us. So you might get a nice stretch over the tops of your feet and ankles. And as you lean back, think of pushing your heart towards your knees and up towards the ceiling as you allow your gaze to move upward and your head to move back as much as is comfortable. So the direction the heart is moving is toward the knees and up towards the ceiling. Big inhale, expanding into the chest in all four directions, towards the front body, the back body, and the side bodies. And slowly coming off of that, placing the hands down in front of us, We'll press up into our first downward dog, so you might need to expand the length of your downward dog. Go ahead and pedal out your feet. So you've got a nice stretch through the back of the legs. Maybe if you want to warm up your spine a little bit more, you bend one knee while you keep one leg straight and switch. So wagging your tail. Really move in any way that feels organic to you. Nice stretch through the side body here. Feels really good to me, always. And then start to find some stillness here. Whether your knees are bent or straight, use the strength of your hands and your arms to press your upper body and your hips and your back all the way up, so your sits bones are pointing towards the ceiling, almost behind you, and your heels are reaching down toward the earth. We're going to hold this pose for a little bit and discuss our next affirmation. So once you're got all your wiggles out and you're finding stillness here, the affirmation is, I am willing to forgive and be forgiven. Again, I am willing to forgive and be forgiven. Take a nice big inhale here and exhale. If you need to take a rest in child's pose, you can do that, or continue to hold downward facing dog. And I'll repeat the affirmation for the last time. Again, just noticing how it lands with you. Is it comfortable, uncomfortable, familiar, unfamiliar? No right or wrong answer, just noticing. I am willing to forgive and be forgiven. Big inhale, come up to the balls of your feet and take some steps to get yourself toward the front of the mat. Feet hips width distance apart. Maybe your legs are bent still. Maybe they're straight. Either way, your hips reaching up towards the ceiling. With your heart and your head reach down towards the earth. Maybe you take a gentle side sway. Maybe you shake your head, yes, no. Make sure your neck is nice and loose. Take a big inhale here. And exhale. Release whatever's not serving you. Big inhale through the nose into the belly. Exhale. Let go. Bend the knees quite deeply and then roll up one vertebrae at a time to standing at the front of the mat. We're going to start off doing a few sun salutations, and we'll have a few more affirmations throughout class. So we'll start at the front of our mat, feet are hips width distance apart, grounding down through your toes and through your heels, lifting your kneecaps to engage your legs, a nice strong foundation. Tailbone reaching down as your heart and your crown reach up towards the sky. Fingertips reaching down towards the floor. Big inhale and exhale, arrive. This time inhale your arms up towards the sky, look up. And as you exhale, bring your hands out to cactus arms, allowing a subtle back bend. Opening up through the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back bend. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, heart shines up. This time, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, hinge forward at the hips, coming back down into a forward fold. Inhale, bring hands to shins or blocks, reaching the heart and the crown forward. And as you exhale, plant your hands, step all the way back into a plank. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Uncurl your toes so your legs are pressing down nice and strongly into the ground. Tie your elbows in towards your ribs and use the strength of your back to lift yourself, your upper body off the ground. Looking right out over your nose at the ground. Inhaling up just a little bit higher. And then exhaling, letting go to one side, allowing yourself a rest. Again, bringing hands to either side of the chest, elbows tightly in towards the side bodies, pressing the lower body down into the ground as we inhale, lift up through the upper body. Nice and long through the back of the neck. This is out over the tip of your nose. Inhale up a little higher. Wonderful. And then exhale, lower it all the way down. Relax your legs, your glutes, your back, your arms, your neck. And bring your hands up to either side of your chest. Option to press up through half plank or through full plank into downward dog. Two rounds of breath here. Big inhale through the nose. Big open mouth exhale. Inhale, expand into the belly. And as you exhale, navel lifts in towards the spine. Inhale, come up to the balls of your feet. This time, take two really big steps towards the front of the mat if you can, bringing your knee all the way into your chest. Knee all the way into your chest. Arriving at the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, so hands come to shins, heart and crown shine forward. Exhale, deep into your forward fold. Straight legs if you can, bent if you can. Inhale, reverse swan dive with your arms, flat back, all the way up, reach up, look up. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's do that again a little faster. So inhaling, reaching up to the sky. Exhaling, folding forward, hinging with a flat back at your hips into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins or blocks, heart shines forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank, either lower all the way down to the ground for a low cobra up, or lower halfway down through chaturanga, pulling the heart forward into upward facing dog. And as you exhale, moving into downward dog, rolling over the tops of your feet if you're in upward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here this time. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale. Last time, big inhale through the nose. Big open mouth exhale. This time as we inhale up to the toes, you can keep stepping, taking small steps to big steps, or you can bend your knees, look to the front of your mat, and then spring into a little jump to the front of your mat. Landing in your forward fold either way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up, reach up, look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do that one more time. So inhaling, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart and crown shine forward. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back all the way to plank. Move all the way to the ground into low cobra or halfway down, pulling the heart forward into upward facing dog. Either way, making your way back to downward facing dog. Everybody meeting here. 3 rounds of breath. Press the floor away from you with your hands, heels reaching down towards the earth, navel lifting with every out breath up and into the spine. On your next inhale, coming up to the balls of your feet, dealer's choice, get to the front of the mat, either with mini steps, 2 steps, or a jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now let's take a moment here. Don't adjust anything. Don't move your feet if you landed funky. Just arrive. Notice the impulses that come up. You need to adjust your hair, to fix your clothes, to adjust how you're standing, or the placement of your hands. Whatever it is that's coming up for you. What we're doing is we're practicing observing our impulses so that we have more information to decide how we react. This helps us to live a life where we're more in control of ourselves, to be the person that we want to be, to behave in the way that we want to behave, to think the thoughts we want to think. But it takes a lot of practice. When you're ready, you can release that. All right, let me make sure of time here for a second. Okay. Let's do, come back to the front of the mat. Feet hip width distance apart. Start in our mountain pose, so heels, tailbone, fingertips reaching down. As our kneecaps, our chest, and our crown lift up. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. So it's like your hips are reaching for a non-existent chair. Check down to make sure you can actually see your toes if they're covered by your knees, and see if you can drag your knees back in space to push your hips back in space. Inhale, chest up a little higher. Look up and exhale, forward fold. Nice and long through the back of the legs. Nice and heavy through the upper half of your body. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching long through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the feet back into plank. Moving through a vinyasa of your choice, either all the way down or halfway down, moving through upward dog. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. And from here, inhale the right leg up into the sky, into 3-legged dog. Pressing nice and evenly through both the right and left hand. Open your hip up so you're reaching your knee up towards the sky, almost like you're kicking your behind with your right heel. And then go ahead and move that right knee around in some big circles. You might get a little cramping in your left hip. And then stabilizing that right leg out behind you, knee bent or straight. If you'd like to flip your dog, moving into wild plank. So slowly flipping over onto your right leg straight, left leg straight, left arm supporting, right arm nice and long out in front of you. Slowly making your way back to the mat. Extending your right heel or toe out behind you in three-legged dog. Go ahead and bring your knee to your nose and then drop your right foot to the outside of your mat, so on the outside of your right hand. Left knee comes down to the ground and just gently rock your hips side to side from left to right, stretching through the hips, through the groin, through the hip flexors, which are on your left side. Bringing your heel toe, your right foot towards the center of the mat. Inhale up off of the floor into a small back bend. So really pressing down into the earth with your right heel and the top of your left foot for a stable support. Slight back bend. And as you exhale, bring your hands back down to the ground. Preparing ourselves for pigeon pose. So heel toeing your right foot out to the left side of your mat. Right knee is going to be behind your right hand, and left foot out straight behind you. So before you move down, inhale, see if you could do a little bit of a back bend here. Left foot nice and straight out behind you. And as you exhale, coming forward in a way that you feel supported. So you might need a pillow or some blocks to support you in a full rest here. You might want to bunch up blankets if your hip is off the ground like mine. Find whatever adjustments will make this comfortable for you to fully rest. We're looking to create space for our body to melt into flexibility on its own without force. Trying to force our way through flexibility can sometimes set us back through injury or remembered trauma in the body. We want to invite our body to be open, invite our heart to be open, invite our mind to be open. So that we may emanate love, empathy, and compassion to ourselves and others. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. And slowly bringing your hands in to support yourself, coming off whatever supports you've laid out for yourself. Tucking the toe, and then gently coming out of pigeon. Quite an intense stretch for some bodies. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a release by doing some hip circles here before we move into the other side. If your body is prone to stiffness, it's especially important for you to make flexibility a really inviting experience for your body so that it's willing to perform for you. Anything with your mind. Okay, coming into all fours. Let us go ahead and tuck the toes, press up and back into downward facing dog. And once we arrive, inhale the left foot up nice and tall. Exhale, reach the knee up as you allow your left heel to kick your bum. Draw some nice big circles with your left knee, opening through the left hip. staying either with the left leg extended in three-legged dog or allowing yourself to flip the dog into wild thing. Slowly making your way over, step on my pen, and extending through the left side body as you support yourself with the right hand and foot. Breathing deep in your belly as you lift your hips. And exhaling slowly and with control, coming back into three-legged dog. Left leg extended behind you. Inhale nice and deep. Exhale, bring your knee to nose. And step your left foot forward to the outside edge of your mat. Lower your right knee down. And then gently rock your hips back and forth, side to side. Opening up through the hips. Inviting a nice stretch through the front hip flexor on the left, through the back and side hip on the, or excuse me, opposite sides. And heel toe your left foot to the center of the mat, pressing your left heel into the mat and your right top of your foot into the mat. Inhale, reach both arms up, nice and tall, sitting deep into your lunge. Inhale, reach back, shining your heart up just a little bit higher. Exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the mat. And then begin to heel toe your left foot across to the right side of the mat. Left knee right behind your left wrist, and right leg extended straight out behind you. Sometimes it's good to turn back and actually look, because legs want to stay out sometimes. Set yourself up with whatever props are going to help you fully relax into this position. Very deep stretch. You can prop your hips up on a blanket or pillow. You can use blocks. You can come all the way down to the floor, whatever works for your body. Notice if these shapes are very different on each side. They may very well be. And allow yourself again to not force yourself to go past what your threshold is, what your limit is. Don't force your body into something it's not willing to do. That will result in injury or, again, stored trauma in your body. Just create space and get curious about how your body's doing, what feels good. Is your body, can you invite your body to take a shape, slowly melting into it? Taking nice deep breaths, sending your breath wherever you're feeling the most resistance. If you're feeling any kind of pain at all, back off a little bit. If this is way too intense of a stretch, you can flip over onto your back and do upside down pigeon like we did at the start of class. Figure 4. And slowly coming off of whatever props you set yourself up with if you have. You have to do it before, so you're coming up into a little bit of a back bend, reaching nice and long to the heart. Slowly coming off of your pigeon, bringing your left knee back, and then again, just doing some really gentle hip circles. You can do super small ones, large ones, just kind of inviting your body to reset here. we're going to move right into Shavasana from here. So bringing our legs out in front of us, moving into corpse pose, so resting all the way on your back. Option to return to Baddha Konasana if this doesn't hurt your, if it's not too intensive, inner thigh stretch for you. And if you take Shavasana and you need a little extra support for your low back, go ahead and slide blocks or a blanket or a pillow right under your upper thighs, and that'll support your lower back. And start to melt into this position, feel supported by the earth. Close your eyes if it feels good. Arrive in this position, allowing your body to melt down towards the earth. Taking a big inhale if you need it. Exhale, either with a noise, as in a sigh, or a flutter of the lips, or anything that really feels good for you. You can do a lion's breath. Whatever calms your nervous system. And as we lay here, I will say our second to last mantra or affirmation. Again, we're practicing not believing it or, forcing ourselves to say something. We're just observing how this affirmation registers. Does this feel true for me? Does this feel partially true for me? Does this feel not at all true for me? Do I want this to feel true for me? And just getting curious about this information to see how you can apply it to your self-examination, which is a huge part of yoga. The affirmation is, I feel deeply connected to myself and others. Again, you can also say it this way. I have deep connections with myself and others. Again, seeing just how that lands with you. No right or wrong way to feel. No right or wrong place to be. Repeating the affirmation one last time. I feel deeply connected to myself and to others. Gently coming back to this moment wherever your mind is. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch the arms nice and long above you and the feet nice and long below you. Big inhale, big full body yawn. And as you exhale, roll over to one side of your body. And then gently using your strength of your upper body to position yourself in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. for the end of the class. I'm going to do a quick loving kindness meditation. It's one that really helps me when I want to access compassion for myself and for others. I find that the visual, working with this particular visual, which is actually a bit on the silly side, works very well for me. So, coming into your comfortable seat, first starting with your palms down on your lap, knees, wherever. Closing your eyes, or just softly gazing downwards, so the focus of your attention is inward on the self. Start to imagine, if you can, visualize a green light that comes into your body through the heart. And it's a warm, loving, gratitude kind of feeling, very high vibrational, feels wonderful. This green light, whatever shade of green feels the best to you. And it's piercing right into your chest space. And that light is filling up your whole chest and abdomen, your whole central body cavity. And the warmth and the comfort of that green light is washing over everything inside of you, filling you with love, the sensation of being loved, the sensation of giving love, the sensation of pure love. You can allow that feeling, that color, that sensation, whatever it feels like or looks like to you, to just wash over your entire body. So sending it, as you breathe, it continues to fill you up. It moves through your veins, fills up your legs, goes all the way down to your tippy toes, out your arms, your fingers, all over your shoulders, your front body, your back body, your side body. Absolutely filling up your head to the point where you're overflowing. Maybe you have happy green tears pouring out of you. You're just so full of love, it feels like you could burst. If this feeling is at all hard for you to access today, it's okay. Just do what you can. Once you're feeling like you're good and ready to burst with love, rub your hands together to create some warmth. And then spread that, seal it all the way in, all over you. So rubbing your hands with warmth, spreading and sealing that tender, pure love all inside of you. Getting rid of any leaks in your energetic fields so that you are sealed up, full of bright, warm love. Moving into the second part of our visualization and meditation. If you feel comfortable, flipping your palms up on your lap, we're going to think about how we can send this love out into the world. So this is where it gets a little bit silly. For those of you who grew up with or are aware of Care Bears, visualize what it is that they did to their quote unquote enemies or, people who were having a hard time. What the Care Bears did, for those of you who didn't grow up with the Care Bears, is they're these little fluffy, adorable teddy bears, and each one has a symbol on their belly. Maybe it's a star or a lucky clover or the sun, the moon. Whatever the symbol is, you can start to imagine what your symbol would be if you were a Care Bear. Maybe it's a heart, maybe it's a diamond, whatever you feel drawn to as far as a shape. And what the Care Bears did is they would blast the sparkly, colorful beam out of their midsection onto wherever in the world needed love. And they would say, Care Bear, stare, and they would blast their little love beam out into the world. So it's a really silly meditation, but it feels so good to me when I'm having a hard time and I need like a visualization. So if there's something that you're struggling with, or if there's people that you know that are suffering, or a community that's suffering that you can think of that you just really want to access love, empathy, and compassion for, think of them or the community. Think of your shape and what color your sparkly beam is going to be when you blast it all over them. And then start to imagine that visual. So palms up for giving, palms down for receiving. And go ahead and imagine yourself giving your beam, almost like you're sending out a rainbow out of your midsection and all over that community, that person, that concept that you just need to send love and empathy and compassion to. And just send it out. So all of that warm and fuzzy green love that you've been collecting in your body, you're not giving it all away. You're not emptying out your own well. You're sharing the well. You're starting with a full well, and you're giving love. You're giving empathy. You're giving compassion from a place where you're also receiving it by giving it to yourself and allowing yourself to receive it from others. So everybody take a big, nice, deep breath in through the nose and blast your love beam out into the world. 2 more times, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, blast your love beam. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, blast your love beam all over the recipient of your choice. Slowly flutter your eyes open, coming back into the space, bringing your hands to heart center, thumb resting in your heart. Moving your thumb to rest up into your third eye or your forehead. And then bowing forward with a sense of gratitude. Thank you all for practicing with me. I hope you can bring some of this practice out with you into the world. Namaste.